There we go. How's that? Much better, right? Thanks, Christine. That happens. I didn't realize I was muted. I thought something looked weird on the screen. I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, where are we? Here we are. All right. How is everybody doing? So, you've actually caught me at a really good time. I'm going to eat probably one of my favorite foods live on stream tonight, just because it's the way the timing is working out. And so, right here, and actually, here's a really good tip, right? So, I like their Jello from Awaken 180. It's really good. It tastes like Jello. It sometimes you get like fake Jello and it doesn't taste great. Um, but their Jello I tend to like. So this is what we put our Jello in here. Just a tiny little mason jar. And actually, how this came about is originally we would make Jello like a normal person in a bowl. It's a regular mason jar. It's sealable. Has a ring on it to keep it fresh. And we make it. Stephanie would just do it up in the morning. She'd boil whatever, like 8 ounces or 10 ounces of liquid. Mix it up, put it in the refrigerator in the morning, and by the time the evening rolls around, it's good to go. Hey, John V, what's happening? Mr. Fit and Trim. I love it. Um, so we were using like not big bowls, but bigger bowls than what we wanted to in the refrigerator, and our refrigerator is not very large. Um, so she said, "Man, I am just tired of making Jello and having this epic bowl that's 3/4 empty take up all that space in the refrigerator." So she actually started making the Jello and putting it in this, and it's a way better option. It's easier for me to take to work. It doesn't. I don't struggle to eat out of it. Mm, that's good. It's a raspberry Jello, and boy, is it good! It is probably it's probably one of my favorite snacks to have. hmm Um, it has. It's just gelatin, just like in Jello, so it has like the Jello texture, and the flavor is actually really good. Um, I think it constitutes somewhere around 100 calories, 90, somewhere in there. It's really low cal. hmm But has a fantastic taste, and I don't mind eating it. So, it's good. But oh, the weather was not so nice. No. Oh, I'm sorry. So, um, had a pretty good week eating. I hope everybody else has. Hopefully, you've all, um, well, those of you that are trying, hopefully, you've changed just one little thing this week. If you're just starting out, and one little change is good. It takes baby steps, right? So I didn't really change too much of my eating, um, not in terms of what I'm eating or how I'm eating, and that'll kind of relate to this week's update, right? Mm, so good. So this week, I will say there was um, Not, I wouldn't say I'm surprised because I predicted it. I was hoping that it wouldn't happen as soon as it did. My weight, my overall, so my total weight loss itself stagnated. I did lose almost 2 pounds. Um, but I did, I mean, and I was eating just normal, whatever they're going to tell me to eat. But I did lose some weight. Although, what I'm very happy about, even though I didn't lose a tremendous amount of weight, I think we figured out why in terms of the scale. But in terms of all the internal things to this, I keep talking about like body fat percentage, visceral fat rating, all of that went down. So that is a win. Um, and I'll tell you why it's a win. So this week, I have lost another 1 whole point in visceral fat. So what does that mean? That means for every point you lose in visceral fat, which is your body's internal fat, not so much the external that we see, but the internal in between the organs and stuff. And it's the fats that are like closest to your inner core. For every 1 point I lose about somewhere around an inch to an inch and a half off of my waist. So that means that I have lost, at least in their estimate, I've lost two fat percentage, two like points in my visceral fat in my first 3 full weeks. So they estimate I have lost about 2.5 inches off my waistline. Thank you very much. That's like a whole pant size. I will say that I have not, I haven't noticed it in the waist so much in my pants, as much as I have noticed it in my calves, and I've actually noticed it more in my shirts that I wear to work. They're not, I wouldn't say they're falling off of me, right? They're not falling off of me, but they are fitting much better, like when I sit down. So it is definitely what I'm doing is working. So the quick and dirty update this week is, like I said, we lost nearly 2 pounds. Couldn't really figure out why it was only 2 pounds and not more, considering that I didn't change my diet. I've only been eating what they provide. Plus, my normal dinner, like I have been doing. So, if we rewind the tape back to the very beginning of this, I said in my initial assessment that I did expect to lose weight. I wasn't sure if 50 pounds by June 21st, if that is really a reality for me personally. I know my body and I understand my metabolism. It's not unheard of. I do feel if I haven't lost 50, I think I'm going to be at least close. And this is because my metabolism, as I've said the past couple of weeks, doesn't run normal. Boy, that was good. Look at that. That's gone. It's that easy. It's so good. My metabolism's kind of in the tank. And what we found out this week is that, one, my metabolism is actually slowed down a little. So that's not great. But But um, it's probably because I only averaged eating like 870 calories a day. So I wasn't really even taking in 1,000 calories a day. So my slow metabolism was forced to become even slower because now it really thought I was in starvation mode and literally not eating. So I need to eat the way I need to eat. If I feel like um, if I'm feeling like I need to add stuff in, they're going to think about it this coming week, depending upon where my stats are. But my body fat percentage went down almost a whole percent. My visceral fat was down a whole point. So I'm losing fat, um, but we need to kind of watch. I need to make sure I'm eating enough, right? So I knew that would be a struggle um, because I don't get hunger. So I'm never really like, my body's never telling me to eat. I literally have to watch the clock. And that, that the past week had really kind of gotten away from me in terms of just watching the clock. And there were a couple of days where I wasn't eating everything that I was supposed to just because I hadn't gotten to it. I was so busy and wasn't watching the clock, so I lost track of time. So we're going to eat a little bit more. Water. So we figured out in their app, the Awaken 180 app is not operated and owned by Awaken 180. Awaken 180 just puts their stamp on it. It's just a coaching app that's a third-party provider. Well, they suggest drinking 92 ounces of fluid a day. And I asked the question, is that 92 ounces on top of what we're using in our food? Because there is at least 6 to 8 ounces in almost everything I eat. So when you add that together, I'm looking at well over 100 ounces. So they told me no. They said the app was not correct, and they only recommend 36 to 64 ounces of water a day. Once I showed them my big blue Bubba bottle that you guys have seen, they were like, how many of those are you drinking a day? And I'm like, well, I've been trying to get 3 in because 92 is a weird number with this thing. 2 is not enough, and 3 is a little bit more. I thought it was only 36. I think I figured 36 ounces, which made it 108 ounces altogether. It's actually a 40-ounce bottle. So I've been drinking at least 120 ounces of water, if not somewhere up around 180, because some days I would drink like 4 and 5 of those. So they said, well, do you ever feel like lightheaded, nauseous, like you're out of energy? And I'm like, no, should I? And the girl was like, yes, and this is true. She said, because drinking that much water, your body should literally just flush all your electrolytes and everything out of it, and you should just feel like a big barrel of garbage, like you don't want to do anything. And I'm like, nope. Your kidneys can only filter like 3 cups of water a day. 3 cups. That's a lot. So she said, outside of that, you're just literally stripping your body of nutrients. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe that's part of my reason why my overall body weight wasn't down like it had been the previous 2 weeks. The week before was like 3.5 pounds. The week before that was 5.9. Um, so so she said, well, yeah, how much have you drank today? And I was like, well, I'm on my 3rd bottle already. She's like, don't drink anymore. As a matter of fact, I want you to drink less water. She goes, don't go thirsty. Just try not to drink more than like 1.5 to 2 of those bottles a day. So I've been really good this week about only having 2 of those bottles a day. It puts me at somewhere right around like 72 ounces of water, so it's a little bit more. 80 ounces of water. So it is a little bit more than maybe what they want me to drink, but there's been a couple of days this week I've only drank one and a little extra. So um, I'm hoping that helps. My body water percentage is good. It's at 50. It could go up as high as 55. So my body's going to start leveling off. Um, they think part of the reason my weight loss wasn't as significant because I was basically flooding myself. I had too much water in my body, which adds weight. And when I sat there and I said, this percentage of water, what is that based on? And she said it goes based on your total mass, so your overall weight. So when I compared last week, this past week to the week before, I was like up like 1% in total like water retention. I was like, wow, to me that's a lot of weight. And when I figured out what the 1% was, it was like 3 pounds and change. And I'm like, well, there we go. If I'm sitting on 3 pounds of water, I hadn't really done much in terms of going to the bathroom because I'm eating so little that, now instead of like daily, it's every couple of days I have to go and, dispose of stuff in the toilet. And that's normal. I would expect that eating very tiny amounts. Trip Billy Girl, what is happening? But I did gain more muscle mass, right? So I gave up a little bit of fat. I gained a pound. Let me see here. I gained let me get my stuff in order here. Here we go. 2.9. So I gained like a pound in muscle mass, which is not my intent. It's just happening through like osmosis. I mean, I'm working out. I'm working out 3 times a week still. I find the workouts, they're not getting easier, but I'm getting better at them. So to me, that's telling me that, the workouts are working. So I am getting stronger, even though that's not my intent. It's a result. My metabolic rate was down, like, so from when I started, it's dropped about 100. It's dropped about 100 calories. So I'm burning 100 calories less than I was like a week ago. That's probably from my food intake being really low. Outside of that, everything else looked really, really good. All my other numbers in terms of like muscle density, my extremities and stuff was really good to go. I was very pleased with my BMI went down about 0.5%, which is great. My body fat percentage was down again like a whole point, which is awesome. So I'll take it 2.5 inches off my waist in 3 full weeks. So as of this past Tuesday, I completed 3 full weeks on the program. I've lost 2.5 inches off my waist. I've lost 2 points in visceral fat. I have lost I've lost 2% overall body fat, and my weight has gone down. My weight has gone down. Trying to find my initial. Oh, there it is. My weight, I've lost 11 pounds in 3 full weeks. So almost 4 pounds a week. So I am, even though my overall weight loss this last week wasn't great, I am extremely pleased with my progress this far. So, I have been told, though, that there are foods to avoid, and because my calorie intake has been so low, they wanted me to try incorporating some of the vegetables that they don't normally suggest, only because they are looking to inject a few more calories into my diet. Because again, 877 calories a day on average is not good. She rounded up. She said, "Oh, it's like 900 calories a day," and I went instantly. Like I could feel the blood rush away from my face, and my face, I must have been like, "Oh," because I was like, "That's not good." Like for a normal person, it would probably be fine. Um, it'd probably be all right for like a week. But for somebody like me, who's, my metabolism from my weight loss surgery is already in the tank. Eating less is not good because it only makes it slower. I actually need to probably force myself to eat, really more like 12 to 1400 calories a day. So I'm gonna try, I guess, a couple of vegetables in a very small portion, just to give me a few extra calories. So I'm probably going to try carrots. Um, Green peas are really, I love peas, so those would probably be my two go-tos. I'm going to stay away from potatoes, which I would love. Oh, would I love. Um, Only because of the starch and the sugar. I've been doing really good not having sugar, even in my coffee. Most mornings, I don't put any sugar in it anymore, which is great. Um, I've avoided alcohol so far, which I just haven't. I know what I want. I've gone and done some research. Coach N actually gave me a couple of really good suggestions, so we're gonna go try finding some scotches, and and we're gonna try them. Hopefully, get back into the Tin Can Thursday with a more refined taste for right now as opposed to beer. So we're gonna try that starting this coming week. I'm hoping this week that we'll see that I've lost, probably another like 3 pounds. I would expect, and that would be great. Um, they are still on this kick of me losing like 5 pounds a week, and the coaches don't want to hear it because they see so many people losing, 5-6 pounds a week, at least in men. That I think they feel a little hurt, and I'm almost like coaching them up, going, no, it's okay, you're doing great, It's me, it's not you, it's me, So that's been kind of a really weird and twisted, yet to me funny dynamic to see the looks on their faces as I talk about this. So for the most part, Trip Billy, it's been okay. As long as I can watch the clock. Just because my natural body, without having hunger pains like a normal person, it's really like if I get moving and motoring on stuff at work, sometimes I will forget to stop and eat, and I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my god, like I only had half my breakfast, and now I've already missed my snack time that I'm supposed to be eating, and now I'm approaching lunch, and I'm like, uh-oh, like I need to go and start eating, because really the goal of them, their goal is to, from the time you wake up until 2 hours before bedtime, which is really going to start to become 3 to 4 hours before bedtime, is to get your calories in, and all in that 12 to 14 hours a day. They want you to get your calories in. So, if I need to make up, because I've missed, I've missed like half my breakfast, at snack time, I'll have a drink and I'll eat the rest of my breakfast together. And then I'll go that 2.5 to 3 hours. If I'm feeling full, I might go maybe a little bit longer. Maybe I'll push it to like 4 hours. Typically, I've been having soup for lunch. I love their chicken soups. They're so good. Chicken soup with pasta seems to be my go-to. And really, it's just like watching the clock. So as long as I'm watching the clock, we're good. We're good. As long as I'm watching the clock. If I don't watch the clock, then sometimes things get away from me. Hey, Carla, what's happening? So, that's kind of how my week's gone. I hope everybody else has had a good week. I'm hoping that come Tuesday, my hope is that I'm at least at, if not a pound or so past the 12-pound mark in a month, because that would be fantastic. So that would put me on pace to lose I'll be looking at losing somewhere around 42 to 45 pounds by June 21st, which is my last official part of this program, unless I consider like I want to continue doing this, which I might at that point. But that'll be like 14 weeks. I will have lost like 40 to 45 pounds. I would not be disappointed in that at all. I don't think anybody would be disappointed in 3.5 months losing 40 to 45 pounds. So my brother-in-law, a while back, I think it was last year, right around this time, he had started dieting in like January, and by the end of March, it was either by the end of March or April. It was like 3 months. He had knocked off like 70 pounds. He was in the gym every day, but he had a really good diet. He worked out a bunch. So this week coming up, my goal is to start to increase my exercise. If I know my body well, I know that my metabolism is really slow. And the only thing to really boost a metabolism, you got to do it one or two ways. So some people, they have a medical condition. Maybe they have like a thyroid problem or something. And, the thyroid problem causes you to have a slow metabolism. That is not the case with me. Mine is just from lack of intake of nutrition. So the only way to counteract that is to just burn more calories. And the way I have to burn more calories is I just need to work out a little more cardio. So my goal this week is to, on top of working out, doing my T25 3 times a week, I'd like to probably hop on the Peloton once or twice for, like 30 to 40 minutes of hard pedaling, just to get some cardio in, try to burn off a few extra calories, help spin my metabolism a little bit. But all in all, my eating's going well. I have great energy. There has not been any change in that. Sometimes if you are going to try to diet and you are going to try to cut out like sugar and carbs, just know that you may get that, especially in like the first week. You might get that like hangriness, headache, stuff like that from not having no sugar and carbs. That typically passes, and you really got to fight through your hunger pains and cravings. Cravings are insanely terrible when you first start a diet. Mine have subsided. That craving for pizza is kind of gone at this point. I'm looking forward to having that, but that urge of, man, I just want a pizza is now past. Like, it doesn't even faze me anymore. So, and that's about where we're at with all this stuff. So my yeah, yeah. So that's been my week. It's gone all right. It's gone all right. I'd like to see the overall weight loss go down, but I've said it before. That number could be 1,000,000 pounds, but as long as my body fat's going down and I'm fairly healthy, and I'm working out a little bit and getting some exercise in, that to me, and it should be to you guys too, should be more important than the tape of the scale. It's nice to see all that go down, but if you're dieting and exercising, your body's getting stronger, and you're losing body fat, then should really be the overall goal, because all that extra weight and body fat is what really lends itself to being unhealthy, more so than having a little extra muscle. So, but I hope everybody else's week has been good. I am super excited that this journey continues. I am absolutely excited that everybody is here. We are very we are getting very close to a milestone here, which I am trying to hit. We are at 576 subscribers. So 600 is within reach. We are talking 24 people, which in reality is probably 26, 27 people, because YouTube likes to roll people off. So I am really hoping, if you all that come here and support me all the time, if you have somebody that might be interested in this content here, or maybe in some of the stuff that we're going to do going forward, have them come on over and hit that subscribe button. So 600 is going to be huge when we get there. It's been a long time coming. I never would have thought that I would be remotely close to even 500 people at this point, and not even a year. I mean, I'm only into this for like 8 months, and to have 576 people that have thought what I do on this channel and how we all interact as me being me with a host and a co-host and producers, and you guys in the chat. Boy, to be this far, to me, is amazing and incredible. So if you got some people that you think would like it, have them pop on over. Tell them to check everything out. So we have, I've talked with the producer. We have already renewed our Roger Williams passes, so that's coming fairly soon. We had some other really cool ideas, and provided that everything works out, we are going to have a very special stream on May 7th. And it will involve a zoo. It will involve a theme park. It's going to be a one-day thing. I am going to stream for a few hours. If it works the way I want it to, I may actually stream the night before. But May 7th, which is a Saturday, is going to be huge. And we're really going to push that. So I hope it's a surprise for you guys. It is just something that happened to work out for me. And the producer and the influencer will be there. So we're going to have a bunch of fun. We're going to go on a lot of rides. We're going to get to go to a zoo. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Anyways, today's a short day, and we will, we'll wrap it up here. But thanks everybody for being here. For those of you that have been here and been with me from the beginning, go check out Samuel B12. He just hit 1,000 subscribers. I think he's calling a hockey game right now. So go on over there, check in, tell him I sent you over. If you're not a subscriber over there, think about subscribing to him. He's doing some great stuff. Yes, the zoo. Yay, the zoo. It's a small zoo. It's not as large as Roger Williams, but it is. They have a lot of cool stuff, and it's a zoo we've never been to. I can tell you it's not in the state of Massachusetts. So, provided flights don't get canceled, oh, please, flights don't get canceled. As long as the plane doesn't get canceled, we are all going to arrive and have a great day. Yeah. So, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. Share this out. If you have any questions about what I'm doing on the Awaken 180 diet, or if you have any questions in general, if you're struggling with weight loss or maybe trying to get just a little bit more healthy, much like I am, please feel free to hit me up on my Discord, or you can leave a comment down below once the video is over. If you leave a comment, I will 100% respond to it. And if you like what we're doing here and you have not already, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 600. Be part of our little micro streamer community. And I will consider myself a micro streamer until the cows come home. If I ever hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll say I'm a YouTube streamer. But until that happens, I will be a micro streamer forever. So, thank you all for being here. I'd love to hear everybody's comments and suggestions. Leave a suggestion, something you want to see us do, because up here in New England, the weather's going to start getting nice. It's going to be like 60 all week, so, the sun's coming out, and we got a lot of outdoor things to do. So thank you all. I appreciate it. Everybody have a great night, and we'll see you all next week. Hopefully we'll get an extra stream in during the week, and we'll hit up a tin can Thursday, but instead of beer, we'll have a little scotch. All right, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you all for being here. Share the stream out.